In a move that would shatter the NBA's current landscape, a blockbuster trade proposal has emerged that would send LeBron James to the Dallas Mavericks. While the Lakers and LeBron have publicly committed to each other, a fascinating what-if scenario proposed by CBS Sports imagines a league-altering deal, suggesting a path for Los Angeles to pivot away from the LeBron era and for Dallas to form an unprecedented super team. This conversation emerges from a complex offseason for the Lakers. After signing DeAndre Ayton to fill a hole at center and adding wing Jake LaRavia, the team's championship contention still feels uncertain. The front office faces a monumental choice: go all in one more time with an aging LeBron James, or strategically rebuild around Anthony Davis for a more sustainable future. This proposed trade explores the latter, presenting a radical but intriguing solution that would see the Lakers part ways with the king himself. The proposed three-team deal is as complex as it is ambitious. The Dallas Mavericks will receive LeBron James and his son, Bronny James. The Brooklyn Nets, acting as a facilitator, would acquire Caleb Martin and rookie shooter Dalton Connect. The Los Angeles Lakers, in return for their superstar, will receive a massive haul: Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford, P.J. Washington, the returning Max Christie, and crucially, their own unprotected 2029 first-round draft pick back from Dallas. From an analytical standpoint, the logic for each team is clear. For Dallas, it's the ultimate championship gamble. Pairing LeBron James with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving would create one of the most formidable offensive trios in NBA history, instantly making them the undisputed title favorites. They would sacrifice significant depth, but the sheer star power would be overwhelming. For the Lakers, this is a strategic reset. They would move on from LeBron while surrounding Anthony Davis with a deep, versatile, and balanced roster. They'd get elite shooting from Thompson, a solid defensive center in Gafford, a two-way forward in Washington, and a promising young guard they previously developed in Christie. Reclaiming their 2029 pick would also give them full control of their future assets. If a trade of this magnitude were to happen, the future of the league would be redrawn overnight. The Mavericks would face immense championship-or-bust pressure from day one. The Lakers would enter a new era, no longer defined by LeBron, with the entire franchise's weight shifting onto the shoulders of Anthony Davis to lead a completely revamped team. The balance of power in the Western Conference would be thrown into chaos, forcing every other contender to reevaluate their own rosters in the face of a new powerhouse in Dallas. This is the kind of hypothetical that gets the entire NBA world talking. Is this a genius move for the Lakers to secure their future, or a desperate overpay by the Mavericks? Who do you think says no to this deal first? We want to hear your take in the comments below. While this blockbuster trade remains firmly in the realm of speculation, it highlights the monumental crossroads the Lakers find themselves at. It forces a fascinating question that every front office must eventually face. Is it better to chase one last title with an aging legend, or to trade a king in order to build a kingdom? While the whispers of the LeBron James trade begin to fade, a new and far more critical deadline looms over the Los Angeles Lakers, one that could define their next decade. The focus in LA has officially shifted from the present to the future, and that future's name is Luka Doncic. The recent drama began after LeBron's agent, Rich Paul, stirred the pot following James' decision to opt into his $52.6 million player option. While four teams reportedly showed interest, one compelling, yet ultimately hesitant, suitor emerged: the Dallas Mavericks. The idea of pairing LeBron with his former teammate Kyrie Irving, under the guidance of familiar coaches like Jason Kidd, was tantalizing. However, according to reports, the Mavericks drew a firm line in the sand. They were unwilling to gut their roster and trade multiple key players to match salaries for a 40-year-old LeBron, effectively cooling down one of the hottest potential trade scenarios. With LeBron seemingly staying put, the Lakers front office can now turn its full attention to the single most important task of the offseason: securing Luka Doncic's long-term commitment. The clock is ticking towards August 2nd, the first day Doncic is eligible to sign a massive 4-year, $229 million max contract extension. According to ESPN's Brian Windhorst, the organization is feeling a little stressed about this date. This is the peak moment of leverage for a superstar on his second max deal, a point where a player could potentially seek a new home. Analytically, the The Lakers' anxiety is completely justified. The risk of a player of Doncic's caliber even approaching free agency is a franchise's worst nightmare. If he were not to sign, he could become a free agent next summer, with over 10 teams projected to have the cap space to make a serious run at him. However, all public signs from Doncic himself point toward a long-term future in purple and gold. Following the team's majority sale, he released a glowing statement expressing his excitement for the future, his gratitude to the Buss family, and his eagerness to work with the new ownership to win championships. This leads to two possible futures. The most likely scenario is that Doncic signs the extension, securing the Lakers' cornerstone for his prime years. The delay might simply be procedural, as he is currently in Slovenia preparing for the upcoming Eurobasket tournament. The nightmare scenario? He hesitates. If the season begins without a signed extension, every loss and every moment of friction will be magnified, fueling a media frenzy and creating a massive distraction. So, what do you think? Is the Lakers' stress just a case of front office jitters over a procedural step, or is there a legitimate reason for concern about Luka's future? Let us know your take in the comments. The LeBron James trade saga may be on hold, but for the Lakers, the real countdown has just begun. Securing Luka Doncic isn't just the most important move of the offseason. It's the move that will determine the fate of the franchise for years to come.